don't know if it's sleeping well.
This is Carl demonstrating band leg curls with a blue band. It's a great substitute if you don't have a GHR. You want to get the tension in the band pretty taut and then pull against it with your hamstrings like a leg curl. The band is better than the machine leg curls because as you pull your legs towards you, the tension increases as opposed to machines which are selectorized at whatever weight you start with.
Oh, wow.
This creates a progressive and accommodating tension throughout the entire lift.
Reverse band deadlift setup. You want the band approximately 5 feet 6 inches off the ground. It will deload just below the knee. So what it is it helps you off the ground. And when you get right about below your knee, you can see the bands kind of go slack, lock out. And that's one way to use bands. This is how we set up our bands for squatting. Notice we use the wood blocks. It's just two 2x6s screwed together. The reason for that is if you don't, you'll get too slack in the hole and the band will actually lose tension, which is wrong. You want the band to have tension in the hole. We've measured it and it's around 60% of what the tension is at the top. So the wood blocks are just an easy way to make sure you have enough tension in the hole. Alright, this clip's for Jim. He asked about bench pressing. So Becky's going to demonstrate how to set up on your bench because she has a pretty good setup. So if you want to go ahead.
Okay.
I'll just kind of point out some of the things that she does. You'll notice how she pulls her shoulders back really, really well. That's going to help you engage your lats. And it's also going to set up your arch well and reduce your range of motion, which kind of sets up her arch really well. And then you notice her feet kind of tuck back in a little. Some people have to tuck in further. She's pretty short, so she doesn't have to have too much leg tuck, and she's going to be okay with her butt keeping down. If your butt pops up, try to get your feet out wider or further under you. If you want to go ahead and unrack it. And then you can kind of watch her technique here as she benches. Now, specifically, if you get stuck near the chest, near this position, typically it's a lat problem. So you want to do a lot of rowing, preferably horizontal rowing, to work your lats in the angle that you're going to bench press. So things like Pendlay rows, seated row, anything where you're doing a row horizontally. And now as she bench presses up, right around the mid-range here, that's a lot of front delt. So if you miss right in there, that's typically a front delt issue. And then as she goes up towards lockout, that would be triceps if you miss up near the top. A lot of tricep things you can do. You can put boards in, so you're using a reduced range of motion. You can do a Panora press, which is kind of like a tricep extension, except you push out away. So you're more in the natural bench press angle. A lot of tricep work if you're weak at the top at lockout. That's typically where we see most people be weak, even our raw lifters. And that's some of our bench tips. Our next question is from Ryan, and he's asking about if we use Olympic lifts to build explosiveness. And to be honest, we don't. We do a lot of barbell training, squats, deadlifts, variations of them. We use a lot of bands and chains to build explosive power. We do some plyometric type work with box jumps, either to, like 4 sets of 8 to a set box. We'll do them with weight. But we don't really use a lot of Olympic lifts. The main reason why is they're kind of technical in nature, and it would require a decent amount of time to focus on learning proper technique. So we're powerlifters and we kind of stick with powerlifting lifts because it's not worth the time investment to put into learning an Olympic lift that we're not going to compete with. Okay, this question's for Danny. He was asking about, he does deadlift for reps, and he says his tightness kind of fades at about the 3rd rep, and he's doing like a 5-rep set. And he's asking, should I let go of the bar, grab air, and reset? I think that's definitely okay, because the idea is you want to get a good starting position. A lot of people, when they deadlift for reps, what you'll see is they'll set the bar down after rep 1, they'll, and then they'll do another rep, and then their hips get a little higher each time, and it becomes more and more of a stiff-legged deadlift. so their form kind of degrades with each rep. And if you find yourself doing that, it's definitely okay. Set the bar down, stand up, take your air, go down, grab the bar, and do your next rep. Definitely okay to do.
Go.
Okay, this question is about benching with boards and consistency of bar placement. I think the biggest thing with that is when you take the on rack, you want to be really, really tight. And you want to bring the bar down until you feel it load up into your lats. When you feel that bar on your lats, then bring it down and tuck, and you'll be a lot more consistent when you press up. Now what happens sometimes is if you're doing reps, a lot of people like to drift back to lockout. Well, okay, that's great, but you're starting in a slightly different starting position. So before you start your next rep, you need to bring the bar down towards your waist a little, get the bar back into your lats, and then do the next rep. And that'll provide you more consistency with your board work.
So someone asked about bulking up. My preferred method is iguanas burritos.
Eat a lot, have fun, and enjoy yourself.